Sister, we rise for prayer. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. All praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Merciful. So, Master's Day of Judgment in which we now live. Thee alone do we serve, thee alone seek for thine help and aid. O Allah, guide us on the right path. Path of those upon whom thou spell thy favors. Not on the path of those upon whom thy wrath is brought down. Nor those who go astray if they heard thy teachings. Say he Allah is one God. Allah is he of whom nothing is independent, but upon whom we all depend. He begetteth not, nor is he begotten, there is none like him. And I bear witness none is there to be served, worship, praise beside Allah, who came in the person of Master Karim Muhammad. And I bear witness that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is our true servant and last apostle. Amen.
Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, who came in the person of Master Prophet Muhammad, the true and living God, we forever thank him for bringing up in our midst a divine leader, teacher, and guide in the person of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. May the peace and blessings of Almighty God, Allah, ever be upon him. Truly grateful on his coming and giving us his great gift and his last and greatest message, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. It's indeed an honor and a privilege to be here in this day and time, bearing witness that there's no God but Allah, who came in the person of Master Prophet Muhammad, and the most honorable Elijah Muhammad was the last and greatest messenger. It's an honor and a privilege given. And I pray Allah that he can continue to use me to best to, as a worker, as a doer, and as a believer in him and his last and greatest messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Before we start, I'd like to, it was a few things here. Excuse me. The Rafiq family, the Rahman and his wife, his family, sends the greetings of my Assalamu alaikum. And Brother Mustafa Ali and Sister Sharice also sends the greeting of my Assalamu alaikum. Brother Yusuf Shabazz out of Newport News sends the greetings of Assalamu alaikum also to the believers. And Sister Shabazz Ali sends the greetings of Assalamu alaikum to all the believers. So that's good. We should be thankful, brothers and sisters, for being blessed. We're blessed that Allah allows you and I to help continue this program, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. You know, hard trials are necessary to establish truth. When we say hard trials are necessary to establish truth, we're talking about truth, regardless of what it is, as long as it's truth. And we have to be able to accept the truth. And lots of times when we see that truth hurts the guilty, and it does. Nobody want to admit it. It's hard to admit our faults. But see, we have to admit our faults to Almighty God Allah, who came in the person of Master Prophet Muhammad, if we want to be successful. We all got them. I got them. You got them. And if we don't continue to pray hard, honestly, we got to pray to Allah honest. You have to have honest prayer to Allah. Can't be nothing holding back. It got to be honest, because see, he knows. He knows. He knows what we conceal. He knows our mind, our hearts. He knows everything. But we have to be able to submit our thoughts. But lots of time in these things, we look at other people first. We fault them. But we should be able to go to Allah because we have faults. We want mercy, but we don't show mercy. See, these are the kind of things that hinder us. It don't hinder the program in such a way, but it hinder you. It hinder your progress. And then we begin to have a lack of understanding. But This is the days of manifestation of defects. If you watched the news the other day, I don't know if you saw it or not, but this devil, Roy Moore, is running for this seat in Alabama. A devil. The question was asked, what will make America great again? Anybody see that? Who saw it? He said slavery. That's what he said. So, Allah's making this devil manifest today. He's making everything manifest. Whatever hidden in you and I, we're going to have to give an account of it according to it. Whatever it is. But let him be the judge, not you. Or me. Allah is the judge. Because none of us perfect. You understand? These are the kind of things. It's a lot of things that I did in my life that I regretted. But I took it to Allah. Because he's the one to judge me. And he's going to judge me, not you. He's going to judge you too for judging me. Or me judging you. So these are the kind of things, brothers and sisters. See, this hinders our progress to a point. I got things here, you know, it's Allah always gives us an out. It's always an out for you and I, the believer. The sincere believer. He knows our hearts, brothers and sisters. He know it. We can't put a fast one over on him. See, because he's gonna bring us, he's gonna get us. We can't get away with it. See? We have a brotherhood and a sisterhood. The message say, love the brotherhood. Love your black brother and sister that you love yourself. You cannot be a Muslim. You can't call yourself a Muslim if you don't love for your brother, that's the sister, that's what you love for yourself. That's right. First, we have to be brothers. That's the first thing, we have to be brothers. We're living in the judgment. When I get back to Roy Moore, what this devil said, that slavery would make America great again. So what is that telling you and I? Allah, the messenger, said that the white man is the devil. He always will be the devil, and don't you ever forget it. This is what he said. And we see that. But what happened? Allah's making it manifest. He's making everything manifest today. Nothing will be hidden today. What's in you and me, whether it's good or bad, it's coming out. So when it comes out, he brings it out, and you see it, you have to accept it and say, well, I'm wrong. I got to straighten up and clean myself up from the vice myself of the devil's habits. Because I know back in the day, brothers and sisters say, assalamu alaikum, and come in, still drinking. Hadn't cleaned up. Still drinking, still smoking. Still partying. Lying, stealing, cheating. Muslims supposed to be. But like the messenger said, Allah showed me, I didn't know their hearts. See, then guilt set in. When you're doing wrong and you're constantly doing wrong, guilt set in. And we do things a lot of times out of guilt from what we done. So it's guilt. Think about the things that we have done. I did a lot of things. A lot of things. The message says you can tell Allah forgive, you can tell it. Because you start feeling it. He start blessing you to be successful. He lift that burden. Because you then gave up them vices. But so you have to give it up. You got to come all the way, 100%. You can't be doing a little wrong, just a little wrong, and expect to get up. No, it don't work like that. He demands 100% to his law. And this is what's happening. We're very fortunate to be Muslims, followers of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. But Allah knows what our hearts conceal. This is the one. We cannot take for granted the power of Allah and keep doing wrong, because it's going to catch up. Allah takes a real bad thing, but he brings out a good thing out of the bad thing. That's the power he has to show what else is hidden. He brings it out. And then you'd be surprised. You think about this, but it was a good thing, because we see a lot of things that we didn't even know. Allah is the best knower. Best knower. Praise be to Allah. He the best knower. He don't do nothing for nothing. There's always something that we can get out of it. There's some things that you learned over the years about yourself. A lot of flaws and things that we have within ourselves. Every tub sits on its own bottom. You got to clean up for yourself, and I got to clean up for myself. See, when we try to, we're not trying to, it's the job to clean up and devise ourselves of the devil's habit. See, but some of us, I know back in the day, some of us like to challenge the fire a lot, like to challenge the fire. So when you challenge the fire, that means you're not trying to clean up. That means you still holding malice or jealous or something in our hearts. So you're going to challenge the fire. You challenging our life. That's when it says the fire, because that's what happens. What you get and I get is fire when we disobey. Allah knows what's... Look what the messenger said. He said one thing Malcolm forgot about. He forgot about Allah. And this is the thing that we forget about when we are doing all our wrong and what we're doing and the malice and trickery in our hearts and minds. We forget about Allah. Because it says he hates the what? The wrongdoers. It's all in the Quran. The wrongdoers. So when we are doing what we're not supposed to do, that's the wrongdoer. You're doing wrong. So how you going to judge me? How am I going to judge you and I'm doing wrong? I got to clean myself up first. I got to clean up and devise ourselves of the devil's habits. This is what's going on. See? None of us perfect, brothers and sisters. None of us. A lot of things I did, one excuse for what I did, I know better. But I'm not above the law. None of us is above the law. The law is the law. And that's how it is. Move on. See? We got to be honest with Allah. When I say honest, what the messenger say? Let's go back what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said. He said a prayer of a Muslim will get you an answer. But he said sincere prayer. We have to be sincere when we go to Allah. Then he will answer our prayers. Once we're sincere. This is how it is. It's an honor and a privilege. Thank Allah for his mercy. Thank Allah for his mercy. Because, see, he can really put the fire on you. Yeah, really put the fire on you. But jealousy and envy That's the most root cause of evil. Jealous and envy. Why should you be jealous of your brother? Why are we jealous of our brother? You're supposed to love your brother. You love yourself. That's what we're supposed to do. That's what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us to do. Envy and jealousy will not make you successful. You won't be successful, envy and jealousy. Because we know the white man is the devil. The messenger said, you always be the devil, don't you ever forget it. He said that. White people are devils. They don't like black people. And they got to the point now where black people hate themselves and don't like themselves either. Among the wicked and the righteous. When the messenger said, taught us Cain and Abel. Cain was jealous of his brother Abel. But did we ever ask ourselves, you say, the master, well, why was Cain jealous of Abel? That's one reason. Now, this is not ours, a whole lot of other reasons. But this one particular reason that we know that Cain was jealous of Abel is because of the offerings that the God took from Abel, accepted Abel's offering, but didn't accept his. Did we ever ask ourselves, why did I ever accept his offering? This wasn't right. He had something else hidden in here against his brother. See, praise be to Allah. That's it. Not just the offerings, a whole lot of bunch of things. He was jealous of his success. This is what jealousy does. It destroys the individual. See? And when you're jealous, you stick out like a sore thumb because you don't have no control over it. It's the envy, you don't have no control over it. The jealousy just took over you and you can't even think, you can't even see. It blinds you and I. Because we be so hung up on this other individual, we just forgot about all our things. You stop praying. That's the first thing. We don't keep up prayer like we should. Prayer, the messenger say. Prayer humbles you and I. Islam means peace. It gives us peace when we can communicate with our God and confess our thoughts to our God and ask our God to forgive us and bless us and strengthen us in that weak area that we fall a victim to from time to time. But see, you can't be proud and do it. Proud man won't do it. Iblis was proud. What happened to him? He wouldn't bow at him. He was surprised. He was something. So we say, was Cain jealous because of his success? Was he jealous because Allah blessed him? What drove him to kill his brother? Did he have a hatred in his heart? What gave him the thought to kill his brother? His way of thinking, his jealousy and his rage, his lack of understanding. His lack of understanding, that not willing to understand, not willing to take it to Allah. We have to take all our problems to Allah, all of it. He solved it all. Praise be to Allah. He solved the problem. But you and me, we have to be willing to do it and accept the fact. We don't make an excuse. He knows it. He knows what we're doing. Why we do it? We don't fear. That's why we don't fear. We do what we want to do. And then chastisement comes in. Because you're going to get paid back. We writing our book. We writing our book. We going to get paid. Allah going to see to it, and He's going to judge us according to it. That's right. The chastisement is that what we do. Allah just don't chastise you and me. It's in that what we do. The infraction or the wrongdoing that we do. We're going to be paid back. We're going to be rewarded or chastised. It's the consequence for every evil deed. It's the consequence. You won't get away from it. It's set up like that. I won't get away from it. Whatever evil I have in mind, it's going to come out. And whatever evil you got in you that's still hidden yet haven't come out, it's going to come out. Or it's definitely going to come out. And then the believers will see. That's right. Yeah. Envy and jealousy. Never be jealous of a brother. Never want to be jealous of my brother. Never want to do that. Never want to be jealous of my brother. Wish him the well, wish him the best. Wish her the well, wish her the best. Don't be jealous of you. No. Cain is a good example. He was so jealous of his brother. Murder set in the message saying he did kill him. Because of his success. Because of the blessings and favor that Allah took him. The message said we can be in favor of Allah ourselves. If we do right, if we try and do right, if we try and fix the defects and imperfections that we have, if we sincerely try to fix it, we will be successful. Who you think going to save you and me? Who do you think going to bless you and me? It's the God. But you have to earn it. You're not going to get it for nothing. And we're not going to get it for being mischievous. See, we're not going to get it that way. No. The message of all this is learning. Jealousy. It's something. It goes backwards when we say, how He taught us, we've been in the hands of an enemy. He taught us to hate each other. And we bring it right on in. We said, I said, what did your brother and sister do for you what Cain wanted to kill him? How bad was it? It had to be bad, and he killed him, all because of jealousy. Because jealousy blinds you and me. The other person it don't bother them. Jealousy blinds. And you stick out, brother and sister, I'm telling you. Allah makes us manifest. This is the resurrection, the judgment. He's judging you and I according to what we do. We writing our book. We got to get our ticket if we're going to get on board. These kind of things. We have to look at ourselves. Because everything we do to ourselves. By either being disobedient and the lack of understanding. Jealousy goes back long time. This goes back to Cain and Abel. What Cain's and Abel? We the Cains and Abel. Yeah, we the Cains and Abels. Thinking. Have you ever seen a person say that brother have a habit or whatever it is? He had a gorilla, or not a gorilla, but a monkey on his back. Had a gorilla. A gorilla. So you know a gorilla is way bigger than a monkey. So when that gorilla released, you feel good. Because you went to Allah and you admitted it. You know it anyway. But the point that you admitted it, that means that you really were trying to. He know that. He's a merciful God. He knows you and I, through and through. He knows when we shucking, when we get up and watch and do our ablution and say our prayers. He knows if we mean it. Why? Because if we mean it, we wouldn't go back to do the same thing we just started doing previously. We're trying to clean up. That's what we'll do. That's when you see that it's in motion. Because you got the courage now. Put that back. Okay, now I'm going to clean myself up. Then Allah see you taking the right step. So He going to take the next step. But now, you say your prayer, you go right back to where we left off. That ain't no good. That's just wasting your time. Because He's not going to hear you because you don't mean it. The message say He hear sincere prayers. So if you say your prayer, I say my prayer, and go right back to the thing, I didn't mean it, just wash it away. Because you don't mean it. But you mean it, you start taking steps to try to correct things. That's how it is. Islam is truth. Freedom, justice, and equality. I'm not above nobody. You're not above. Allah is the God. He is the one in control of this thing. And He's going to bring everything out that's hidden. And like I said before, take it or you can leave it. He takes a bad thing and bring the good out of it. Something that you never saw, that you never thought was hidden. You never thought was in a person or people. He brings it out and let you see it. Now when you see it, you gon' see it. Now it's up to you to accept it. That's how I go. That's how I go. That goes for me and anybody else. You jealous of your brother or sister? You love your brother and sister like you love yourself. Do it sincerely. I don't have love hate you. Why should I hate you? I love you like I love myself. I'm going to do unto you like I want to be done unto. I'm going to treat you right. I want you to treat me right. Yes. I want you to crush me. I'm not going to crush you. See, a lot of times we have this foolish pride. Allah hates the problem. I picked up something. I want to share it with you. Which says that it's in the saying, divine saying of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the messenger of Allah. I don't know if you ever read it, but I saw it. Allah blessed me to see it. And I want to share it with you. It's on page 16 and 17. It says this: if you are guilty inside, now we can't see inside. He can. Allah can't see. No, the individual say, oh no, a message say, oh, I didn't know their hearts. So we can't see inside of you. You can't see inside of me. But it said, the message said, if you're guilty inside, Allah brings the guilt out in your color. It takes God to do that. He makes your color to bear witness. The guilty person turns dark because his deeds are dark. Allah makes you to reflect your deeds. Why does God make our color to bear witness to what is in us? Because the blood is the life of us. You understand? It takes a God. When you turn dark inside, your understanding becomes dark. Your truthfulness becomes dark. We become guilty. This is how Allah reflects it. And it's according to our work. When we become guilty, we lack the enthusiasm. We lack the spark. We lack the life. We lack the fire. We lack the working. We lack that. That ability, it fades. We begin lazy. Oh, yeah. It's cleanup time. That's it. For everybody. It's the cleanup time. Those whose hearts are right gonna be successful. Those hearts who are not right, they won't make it. You won't make it here, you won't make it nowhere else. If your heart's not right, our hearts have to be right. Allah's in control of this thing. He's the master of this thing, Master Farad Muhammad. He is the most merciful God. That's right, that's right, that's right. Whatever it is you got a problem with, I got a problem with, you take it to him, but take it sincerely. Don't take it to him jiving, because you're not going to get an answer. You're wasting your time and his. We have to own up to our faults. We have to own up to our shortcomings. We got to. If we don't own up to our shortcomings, you won't, I won't be successful. A whole lot of things I did. A lot of things I wish I could take back. But I done did it. I took it to my God. If he pleased, praise be to Allah. Maybe one day you might be pleased. But I'm going to please him. I admit my faults. I'm not going to hide. I admit my fault. You admit yours. That's what I'm saying. Admit your fault. If I admit mine, you admit yours. But if you don't admit it, that's you and Allah. He going to deal with you. I don't have to. He will deal with any of us. If we try to just chicanery and backbite and all, he going to deal with the individual. I'm not even worried about it. It's not in my hand. That's you and Allah. You take it to him. That's how I go. That's how I go. Yeah, you be ashamed of what you did, yeah. You be ashamed. That's part of the chastisement. He shames you. He make you live in distress until you submit. That's right. Guilt. That's a bad thing. If you hadn't had it, you gonna get it. But some of us from Missouri, but show me. I don't believe it. I'm not gonna submit to it. I'm right, and that's how it is. But Allah knows. What is the motive behind it in our heart? What is it behind it? Why we can't come and confess our faults to the God? Is we still doing something that we ain't got no business doing? And it's hard. And I tell you, if you're doing something and you ain't got no business doing, it's hard for you to go to him. Hard for you to go to him unless you mean it. See, the reason why we don't go to him when we still doing things, we're not ready to quit doing what we're doing. When we get ready to quit doing what we're doing, then we'll be set up, so okay, I'm going to the God. But no, we still wants to hang out. These little things still back here. Been through it. I tell you, I've been through it. I've been through the fire. It's not the first fire. I've been through fire. Lots of fire. I won't do that no more, though. See, that's like that little baby that bump on that stove, hit his little self. You ain't got to tell him, hey, he ain't going to do it no more. That's submission. He submitted. I'm not touching that stove no more. He finally submitted. But it took a lot of burning, probably. Yeah, it takes a lot of burning sometimes. It takes a lot of fire sometimes. But you'll get around to it when he really put it on you. And me. I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to me too. You don't know the fire I've been through. I can tell you some things. Maybe you might not have made it. See, some of us might not make it. Some of us, Allah guides you if you're sincere. Show you about jealousy, what jealousy does. You ever see that picture? The Ten Commandments? We go this way. What jealousy does. Have you seen that thing with Cleopatra and Julius Caesar, Mark Anthony? Seen that? See what jealousy do. They was allies. Good friends, brothers. looked out for each other. Here came Cleopatra. Here she comes. Her beauty got them to fighting against each other because each one of them wanted her. And she knew that. And she played both of them. See? They got jealous of each other because he wanted and she wanted. Both of them wanted her. So what? They became jealous because she spent time with him and he spent time. So they're both jealous now. They want it all for themselves. This is how that is. They want it all for themselves. So she played both of them. And what happened? Whole thing was destroyed. They were so blind, they didn't see. Like Samson. He was blind. Not physical blind, mentally blind. And the things over the years, what's happening? She burned the whole thing down. Of jealousy. Jealousy played a part in it. Nefertiti, same way. Same way. Pharaoh always was jealous of Moses. He was always jealous of Moses. This is jealousy and envy. What it leads up to. We saw Cain kill his brother from being jealous of his brother. For whatever reason, he was jealous of it. It just wasn't no offering. There was a whole lot of other things that he was jealous of his brother. But Pharaoh was jealous of Moses from the beginning. Because Pharaoh's father favored Moses. He always chose Moses over his own son. It must have been a reason for that. He must saw something in Moses that his son didn't have. Goodness at heart. So, see what Nefertiti did. Nefertiti told Moses that she could soften Pharaoh's heart. Or harden it. What Moses told her? Moses said, then told Queen Nefertiti, yes, you might be lovely dust. You might be that lovely dust that Allah uses to do his will. See? We all used. Don't forget, we all are used for a time. It's a lesson in this. All of us are used for a time. That even made Pharaoh worse when he said Moses didn't even want her. Moses wasn't thinking about Nefertiti. But that made Pharaoh more angrier. When she went and told him that what he said, that made him more angry. Because of the fact that he didn't want her. See? This is a fact. You saw it. I saw it. It's history. He's already jealous of them anyway. But what happened in the end? Allah got him, didn't he? Drowned him and his whole army. Then he said, Allah's God. He said, Allahu Akbar. See? It took him so long to submit. That's like you and I. It takes us long to submit when we think we're right. When we think we got something right, it takes us a long time to submit. What it does, the further and further that we don't submit, the harder and harder that our hearts harden. It harden. When I say hearts harden, it hardens against the truth. You won't accept the truth. So your heart is hardened to the truth. This is what's going on. But we have a God today and had a God back then. But for that day, and for this day, I'm saying, Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, said this. The messenger taught us this. He said, when they plan, Allah plan, and he's the best of planners. Okay? Now, you can believe it, or you can let it alone. When they plan, he said, Allah plans. And he, Allah, is the best of planners. Now, you want to challenge the God and see? You want to challenge him and see if you got the best plan? Go ahead on and challenge him then. Go ahead on and challenge him and see don't he have the best plan or the plan that we have in our heart if it's devious. If it's devious, you're in trouble. Because every plan that you make, what the messenger say? If you have anything in your heart against a believer, he takes it and he reverses it. And that, praise you to Allah, and that's what he gonna do. And that's what you have in your heart against them, he gonna put it on you. You think the messenger was playing when he said that? You think that he lying? If that's in your heart, keep doing it. Keep on doing it. Keep on doing it. See what happens. See what happens. You be one of the losers. That go for me too, brothers and sisters. That go for me too. I got something in my heart against you. Allah should reverse it. I don't have nothing in my heart against you. None of you. You might have some in your heart against me, but that's you and Allah. Ain't got nothing to do with that. But I'm going to keep on treating you like a brother, keep on treating you like a sister. Then I leave it in the hands of Allah, then he take care. See? Not you. That's how it is. And I'm saying I mean it. I'm telling you, I mean it. I ain't got nothing in my heart against you. Either one of you. But I pray Allah stay strong and help continue this teaching of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's on the agenda. Go out there and get the lost found brothers and sisters. And come here and hear this teaching of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. A life-giving teaching. One that can save you if you accept Islam. Islam means peace. Christianity is a slave-making religion. It gives you salvation after you die a physical death. Because the white man knows that once you die a physical death, that you're not coming back from that grave. See, we die mental death. We die mentally. And we die physically, but I'm saying I'm not talking about when you talking about going to heaven and all that. When you die, you go down in hell and you rot in the ground, and that's hell in the ground, and heaven is up way up in the sky, pearly gates. That's supposed to be heaven. Now, the messenger taught us that heaven is conditions of life. So get you to life. He promised us money, good homes, peace of mind and contentment, friendships in all walks of life. That's heaven, brothers and sisters. You don't have to die physically and be buried. The Swansons or somebody bury you. No. You be alive to get that. You be alive to get that. You don't have to die a physical death to get milk and honey. Go right down to the store, in the store probably, you can get you a little jar of honey and milk. You don't have to die a physical death to get that. See? So when we accept Islam, you're just reclaiming your own. Just reclaiming your own. You're righteous by nature. The messenger taught us. We're righteous people by nature. But we've been in the hands of an enemy that makes us other than righteous. But we can do wickedness. We have both. We still can do wickedness. But the more you come and try to learn about yourself, and you sincere, Allah will open up your heart to learn. He will bless you to learn. Because you are our brother and our sister. And we've been through hell, and some of us we still going through hell. It takes a lot to build a nation. It's a lot of sacrifice. A lot of sadness. A lot of happiness. Things don't go right all the time. See? It's not rosy. The best is I didn't promise you no smooth going. We don't have no smooth going. We just got something the other day. I got to get it a brother. No smooth going. Always something. But we have to be willing to make that sacrifice. Just like Allah came, he sacrificed. He came 9,000 miles to seek and to save that which was lost. He found one from among you and I that teach and guide us. That's none other than the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. who's no longer with you now in the physical form. He passed away like all other messengers and prophets of that time passed away. He dead physically. He's not coming back like the white man had taught us we was coming back. Allah made that sacrifice in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. True and living God, a man. He's not a spook. He's flesh and blood. See? That's our God. We can see our God. We don't have to die to see our God. When you die, this white man say, you have to die to see your God, to see Jesus. You have to die a physical death to see Jesus. But if you see him, you will die. But you got to believe in him to live. That's crazy, ain't it? But that's the game he's been running for hundreds of thousands of years. See? That's why people, they got us eating the wrong food. Eating hog, the divinely prohibited flesh, pork chops, all these things. Black-eyed peas, cornbread, butter beans, ham, bacon. You can get beef bacon, you know. Chitlins, hog maws, all these things.
In the name of Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, in the name of his last and greatest messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, I'd like to greet the brothers and sisters with the Nation of Islam's greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum. And the thing that I want to deal with for the next 15 minutes is I saw something online. It was the other day, and it was some Muslims who had they was giving away dinners. They had this thing where they had this feed the homeless. And from reading the Muhammad Speaks and seeing the principles and the purposes of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, like when he said Islam dignifies, what does that really mean when we say Islam dignifies? If you see a brother who homeless and he don't have nothing to eat, how are you dignifying him by giving him a free meal? The dignity is in the work. When the messenger had a cartoon in the Muhammad Speaks newspaper of a brother on his knees begging for food, the messenger had in the cartoon a shovel and some seeds came down and hit him in the head. Because the brother gonna have to work. At the end of the day, when you give this brother that free food, he eat today. What's gonna happen tomorrow? The brother gonna have to face the reality that he gonna have to work. And this is why the messenger says Islam dignifies. All praise is due to Allah. The purpose of us is not to give our black brothers and sisters the idea that we here to give them a handout. That's not Islam. That's Christianity. That's for those Muslims who really don't believe in the teachings of the messenger. But they do just enough to give their little temple or their University of Islam the appearance like they believe in the messenger. Yo, we gonna go and feed the homeless. No, that's not. The messenger also had in the Muhammad Speaks newspaper, it was a cartoon of a brother that was called Laz. They used to call him Laz, L-A-Z-Z. And Laz was short. It was short for two things. It was short for lazy, and it was short for Lazarus. Lazarus is a character in the Bible who was a man who was at the rich man's gate begging for the crumbs that fell from his table. And every time in this cartoon that the messenger had Laz, he always wanted something for nothing. And the messenger wasn't with something for nothing. Islam is not a something for nothing religion. Islam is a working religion. And that's what the messenger taught us. So when we see these brothers, because the thing about Islam today is that most of these Muslim leaders used to be ministers back when the messenger was alive. And like the ministers say, it might take time for what's really in your heart to really come out. And it took the death of the messenger for a lot of this stuff that was really in some of these brothers' hearts to come out. They really wasn't with the messenger's program. Anytime a brother will give another brother a free meal for one day instead of teaching him the messenger's program and dignify this brother. He's supposed to put that fire in this brother's heart to where he want to work. All praise is due to Allah. Don't no Muslim want you to give them no free meal. We work. It's dignity in work. It's dignity to provide for your family. What brother wants some other brother to provide for him? That's not Islam. Islam is a working and when you read those old Muhammad Speaks newspaper, the messenger never showed any images of Muslims doing leisure stuff. You never saw that. When the messenger had progress sections, he would have a progress section just dedicated to the FOI. He never showed the FOI chilling. He never showed, even when Gordon Parks, who was the famous photographer, he was allowed to take pictures of the brothers in the temple, the brothers and sisters in the temple. He was allowed to go around, and he went to some of the Muslims' homes. Even when he went to the Muslims' homes, he didn't show the kids messing around and playing. He was showing, when they showed the little brother, it was a brother I saw in the pit. This brother was about this tall. This brother had on a hat like you see the messenger have. Brother had an overcoat on. Little brother had an armful of papers, selling a paper to a grown man. That's the kind of idea that the messenger wanted for his followers. It wasn't none of this handout stuff. He was even teaching the little kids how to be grown men. You didn't see them little brothers playing. Well, I seen one picture, or they had a video of some little brothers going to the university. Little brothers. The briefcase bigger than him. He walking with the briefcase trying to carry the brief. Little brother. He wasn't no little brother carrying no Superman book bag. This brother had a briefcase. Oh, praise the due to Allah. This little brother had a briefcase looking like a businessman. That's how the little brothers. So what you think the messenger expect out of grown men? He don't expect us to be sitting around wanting no handout. And that is the, when I saw that, I'm like, I just feel I'm very passionate about Muslims and lost found anybody who want to know about the messenger. Read the Muhammad Speaks newspaper, because even the cartoons that was in the Muhammad Speaks newspaper was teaching black people. The messenger just didn't have the brother Gerald 2X. He was known not only for the Muhammad Speaks in his cartoon, and he was known from in the journalistic community. Like, he was getting props from people from New York Times about the kind of cartoons he was drawing, because he wasn't just drawing. Last wasn't no little children's cartoon. They even had another cartoon. It was this sister, I believe her name was Khadijah. They were showing how this sister was fighting the devils. What was it? It was like a cartoon showing a militant sister. Because in Islam, a lot of times they show the sister, she's supposed to be, she walked behind the brothers. And that wasn't the messenger wasn't with this weak stuff. With all of this, we feeding the community. And a lot of times what these Muslims do too is because they know a lot of these big groups. I remember one time, this brings to my remembrance, me and Brother Dawad was selling papers one time. We was around here, and we seen these brothers who was working on their car. So we was going door to door, and we walked up to the brothers, and Dawad was like, Muhammad Speaks. And the brother was like, man, what the nation did for the hood. And I was like, dang, that's a good one, because I'm like, what are you about to say? But I kept that look on my face like, keep that look on your face like. So Dawad fired back on him. Like, nah, brother. What the hood do for the nation? He was like, brother. And he fired back on him so quick. I was like, to keep that look on your face like, well, I'm like, get him, Dawad. He was like, what did the hood do for the nation? He was like, this ain't no handout, brother. We don't want to give the people the idea that this is a handout. He started talking about do for self. And I'm standing there like, yeah, But that's just the idea. The messenger didn't put in us that free handout thing that these Muslims is trying to. And your brother would appreciate you more if you taught him to do for self. Every black person wanted, the brother who on the corner, he don't want to be on the corner. The messenger used to take brothers, and this is what people used to write about him. He would take brothers who was on the street, homeless, brothers who was pimps, brothers who was in jail, He made his national representative a brother who was in jail. This brother didn't have no degree. This brother had an 8th grade degree. When Malcolm X, he wrote in his autobiography that when he used to write letters to the messenger when he was in prison, he couldn't even write a complete sentence. That's what he said. He said he used to be embarrassed because the only language he knew how to use was in the 40s, that daddy-o. But the messenger didn't use that against Malcolm. He would write him back. And he was sending money. These are facts. His brothers in them is the ones, because in Malcolm X, they show you this brother Bangs. Ain't no such thing as a brother Bangs. The facts is that Malcolm's brothers was ministers. And they told the messenger about him. And because the messenger was the type of man that he was, he wrote Malcolm letters back. The messenger had prisoners who sent them gifts, Savior's Day gifts. So the point that we, in closing, the point that we should make as Muslims is our whole goal now is to learn, even as believers, to learn about the messenger, learn about what he stood for, because a person just saying unity or a person just saying do for self, we can get caught up in all of this free handout stuff if you don't know what the messenger stood for and you don't know his principles. So I'm telling you, brothers, when you get up here and talk about the messenger, you can go on and on and on. But for the sake of time, I'll leave you as I came in the Nation of Islam's greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Brothers and sisters, we rise for prayer. This is your first time. Hold your hands out, eyes closed, slightly bowed, repeat after me, silently. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. All praise I do thee, Allah, love all the worlds. The Beneficent, the Merciful. Soul Master in the day of judgment in which we now live. Thee alone do we serve, and thee alone do we seek thy help and aid and mercy. O Allah, please guide us on the right path. Path of those upon whom thou hast bestowed thy favors, not the path of those upon whom the wrath has been brought down, nor the path of those who gone astray after they have heard thy teachings. Say, He, Allah, is one God. Allah is He from whom nothing is independent, but upon whom we all depend. He begets not, nor is begotten, and there is none like Him. And I bear witness that none deserve to be served, worship or praise besides Allah, who came to us in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. And I bear witness that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is thy true servant, his last apostle. Amen. Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us not to do anything to anyone that we wouldn't have done to ourselves, treat everybody right, even the devil. Assalamu alaikum.
Excuse me, brothers and sisters, but we're going to have a meeting after this meeting. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.